This is the Benjamin's Dream podcast with the Dreamers, and the Dreamers. So we're on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and we'll eventually be on Google Play. You just go and search Benjamin's Dream and the Dreamers, and we'll pop up, and then you can just listen away. The first one's 45 minutes. The second one's probably, hopefully, only going to be 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. So the first topic is we're going to rank the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL today. Do you want to start with 5 and go to 1?
Let's work our way down.
Okay, number 5. Oh, man, I wish I see a list. I'm going to go number 5, Matt Ryan.
For number 5, I'm going to go with, even though he missed last year, I'll say Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, okay. So number 4, I'm going to stay in the NFC South. I'm going to go with Cam Newton.
Okay. I'll go with Matt Ryan for 4.
Okay, so number 3. Oh, man, I just realized I'm going to leave someone off. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go number 3, Ben Roethlisberger. Even though that's not how you pronounce his last name, but that's what I'm going with.
I would agree with Ben at number 3.
So number 2, we're going Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to say Brady, number 2.
Okay, that would mean Tom Brady would be my number 1 quarterback, and Chase.
Rodgers for number 1.
Okay. So that means somehow we left off Drew Brees at the top 5. And what the? I got an email, everyone. Yay. So after doing a quick top 5, I'm definitely taking Matt Ryan out and putting Cam Newton 5. Then I'm putting Drew Brees at 4. That's because I'm biased and love Ben Roethlisberger. But that's just my opinion. Would you put Drew Brees in your top 5 after doing it the first time?
Yeah, I'd put him right outside the top 5, yeah. Probably over Luck.
Okay, I got you. There we go. 5. So he's in the top 5. Okay, so now we're going to do what we call the dream player, is we're just going to take qualities from any player of any era and make the perfect dream quarterback. So the first one we got power, so like deep ball accuracy. Overall, oh, I hate this. I'm going to go
Matt Stafford.
You're going Matt Stafford. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers, stay in the same division.
Okay, what's the next category?
Okay, so we got legs, so this means like speed. And if we go with any, escaping ability. If we go with any generation, I'm taking Michael Vick.
I'm going to go with Steve Young.
Steve Young, okay. Now we're going to do leadership. So, I'm going to go with, I think an easy pick is Tom Brady. I'm trying to think of someone from a different generation a little bit. I think Joe Montana is another good answer. Oh, this is an easy one. Oh, my God, I'm forgetting his name. Bart Starr. Not who I wanted. Played for the Cowboys.
Oh, Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach. I think that's another good one. Who would you put?
I'm going to say Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Oh, that's a good one, too. Now we're going to go accuracy. I'm going to go with Steve Young.
And I'm going to go with Chad Pennington, the most accurate quarterback in NFL history.
Okay, there you go. Now we're going to do toughest, so the ability to stay off the field. Stay on the field. Easy 2 are probably Brett Favre and Eli Manning, just based off the numbers. But also I'm going to throw Ben Roethlisberger in there again for being extremely biased.
Are we?
I am.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to.
I would obviously go with Brett Favre.
Okay. So now we are going to do the top 5 running backs in the league right now. It's going to be interesting with the top 3 where you put people. But my opinion, number 1, oh boy.
Number 1 or 5?
Oh, okay, number 5. Oh, that's going to be hard because I don't know. Oh, this is easy. This is probably underrating him. I'm going to LaShawn McCoy, number 5.
Yeah, we should have written this down before.
I know, yeah. It doesn't matter. People enjoy that little joke there. Hopefully.
What joke?
That was a joke. I guess it wasn't that good.
I'll go with Todd Gurley at number 5.
Oh, wow, that's a good one. Oh, that's going to be, yeah. Well, the top 3 I think are pretty easy. I think they're also obviously debatable where we can put them. But for my number 4, I'm going to go with Todd Gurley. I'm going to jump off on yours. That's not what I meant to say, but it doesn't matter.
For number 4, I'll take McCoy.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. Because these top three are, in theory, semi could move all over the place in the top three constantly. I'm going to take number 3. I'm going to take Ezekiel Elliott, just based off. If you go by productivity, obviously he's obviously in the top 3, no problem, maybe even number 1. But just based off that he was suspended last year for a little bit of time, so didn't get to put up the numbers, wasn't maybe exactly as great as his rookie year, so I'm going to go Ezekiel Elliott, number 3.
Who's your number 2 then?
I can't tell you yet. They're going to have to wait and see. He could play for Arizona. He could play for Pittsburgh. We don't know yet.
Okay. I'll take David Johnson at number 3.
Okay. I'm going to take David Johnson again at number 2. Not again, but at number 2, just based off he was hurt last year, so it's not really his fault. He didn't have the ability to put up the numbers based off he wasn't on the field. But I think that's a really, really extremely solid number 2. I mean, he can do anything. He can run away from people. He can run through people. He can catch almost any pass. I mean, he's really, really consistent when he's on the field.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's underrated, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put Elliott at my number 2.
Okay, so that means I have Le'Veon Bell. And my only knock on him being number 1, in my opinion, I mean, I think he's been the 1 year he was suspended, obviously he made a mistake, but that wasn't a huge deal because it wasn't like he was suspended at the end of the year, rather at the beginning. And I think he's been extremely healthy over the past 2 years. I mean, I know his first few years he was kind of banged up here and there. I mean, I think maybe his rookie year he had some type of injury. I can't remember off the top of my head. So
he missed the first 4 games with an injury of his very first season.
Okay, yeah. But the one, the knee injuries, obviously those are nothing. I think those are more extremely unfortunate bad luck because every player would have got hurt in that exact same situation probably, rather than someone be able to get. Also, a little knock on him. He's not extremely fast. He does have the ability to run. He can catch he's a perfect runner when he has no one around him, but his ability to stiff arm, get away from tackles, run through tackles, catch. He's pretty much, a second wide receiver out there. Or, I mean, he could be a number 1 theory again, but he's not. That's not what he's the best at. But Le'Veon Bell would be my number 1.
I'd have to agree with Le'Veon Bell at number 1. Best all-around back, pass catching, running, productivity. Not the best teammate in the world by any stretch, but...
Okay. So now we're going to do the dream running back, and we're going to go with speed. So this is any generation again, current or past. And with speed, I'm going to go Chris Johnson. I think that's easy. That's all I have to say.
And this is over any period?
Any period, correct.
I'll go with Ezekiel Elliott.
All right, that's a very good one. For hands, I think this is not close. I mean, I guess we could go back to Marshall Faulk, David Johnson would be good. But I see it every week when there's Sunday or Monday or even Thursday now. I think Le'Veon Bell's an easy one for hands.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
For toughness, for durability, I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine and say Jim Brown.
That's a good one. I'm going to go with Curtis Martin.
Oh, that's a very good one there, too. I'm going to add here one here at the end, throw it off a little bit, but I think it won't be too bad of thinking of a back to bring up. But power, I'm going to go with the number Homer. And I'm probably going to go Jerome Bettis.
I would go with Jim Brown for power.
Okay, that's good. Now we're going to do elusiveness. We had it under wide receivers, but we're going to do it under running backs too. I think Barry Sanders has to make this list somehow for something. I mean, he's extremely underrated. I understand they didn't win a lot, but I don't think your ability to win games is always on the running back, unfortunately, in the NFL. You have to have a stellar defense and at least a game manager, a quarterback to win Super Bowls. So I don't really put a knock on him for not carrying the team every single time.
I'm going to go with sweetness for elusiveness.
Oh, wow, that's really good there. Yes, I agree.
Walter
Okay.
Payton.
Hopefully everyone knew that, if you're not under the age of 15. Okay, so now we're going to switch to wide receivers, and we're going to go with speed.
Are we going to do the top 5 wide receivers?
Oh, shoot, yes we are. Top 5 receivers, we're going to start at number 5. Number 5, I'm going to go with... Oh, this is going to drive me nuts because I feel like there's someone I want to put on here that's very underrated. Oh, I'm putting Landry Jones. Or no. Not the quarterback. Sorry. Jarvis Landry. He plays for Cleveland now, but he dominated in Miami I mean, he's very consistent. To me, that's a very underrated pick. I'm putting him at number 5.
I'll put Mike Evans at number 5. I like his game.
Okay. So number 4, this one is going to kind of, people aren't really going to agree with it, which is fine. We enjoy your comments, concerns. I'm going to, oh my God, I'm going to go with, my number 3 I feel like is very underrated. But my number 4, I'm going to go with Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay, all the way up at number 4.
Yes.
Wow. I'm going to take AJ Green.
Okay.
4.
With my number 4, with my number 3, I'm going to take DeAndre Hopkins. He had no quarterbacks his first few years in the league, and he still pretty much dominated for that team. And now the small glimpse we got of him with Deshaun Watson, he was extremely good. He was top 5 easily, no problem. His hands are great. His speed's good. His route running is good. So that's my number 3, DeAndre Hopkins.
I'd like to see a good productive year from him.
Yeah.
With the good, healthy Watson. It would be interesting. Did we play the Texans this year?
Yeah, we did. We played them on Christmas.
No, this year.
Oh, this year I don't know off the top of my head.
So what number am I on?
You're on number 3.
I'm on number 3. I'm going to go with Odell Beckham at number 3.
Okay, Odell, it's my personal opinion. I feel like he should be I feel like the year he was healthy for the majority of the year, people did debate if he was, just as good as AB. But I feel like he somehow underperforms once in a while, which is kind of annoying, in my opinion. But that's just an opinion, doesn't mean it's fact or I know anything about it. Okay, with my number 2, I don't somehow, even though they made it to the Super Bowl a few years ago, I don't watch a lot of Atlanta Falcons games. But I'm going to go with Julio Jones just based off size, speed, catching ability. He's like this is going to sound goofy, but he's like a small Calvin Johnson. I mean, he's a big body receiver and go up and make any catch, run any route. I'm going to go Julio Jones, number 2.
I'm going to agree with you on Julio Jones. I think we're going to have the same number 1.
Yeah. And we're probably a little bit of homers, but I don't really care. And I'm going to go with Antonio Brown, and I think Chase is too. He can do it all. He can go up and get the ball based off his size when he's only like a little under 6 foot, probably even a lot under 6 foot, to be honest with you. He has the speed, he has the breakaway speed. If you have him in the open field, you're not tackling him. He can beat the double team. He can go up and get a ball based off of size, what I said earlier, so I think this is easy number 1. Oh, he has great hands.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Lima Sweet, number 1. But yeah, Antonio Brown, definitely. Nobody gets open like him. Nobody catches balls like him. His chemistry with Ben is unlike any other chemistry with any other QB and wide receiver that I can think of in the NFL. That would be an interesting discussion. Best QB wide receiver combo, you think? Maybe
It has to
top
be a
5
wide receiver?
QB wide receiver combos in history.
Oh, in history.
Yeah, like hookups.
I'm going to I think they have a chance, and they could be number 2 easily, to make Ben and Antonio number 2 over Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. I think number 1 obviously is, Jerry Rice played a long, long, long time, but I'm going to put Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. You can probably sprinkle them there with Steve Young too, but I mean, if you look at Jerry Rice's numbers, they're ridiculous. He has like 180 touchdowns, and then it's like 30 touchdowns from anyone, which is wild. So, but I don't know who I'd put at 3 and 4. I'm sure it could be someone from the Dan Marino years. I think it'd be easier to find a quarterback in history and then be like, oh, they could put him with them. But who would you put at 4 and 5 in your top?
Who'd you have at 3?
3 I had Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison.
And your 1 was Jerry Rice?
And my 1 was Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. I don't think it was longevity enough, but could we put like Tom Brady and Randy Moss?
No, yeah, I don't think that was long enough. No.
Maybe
Matt Ryan, Julio might be on that.
They could probably be on the top 5. I don't think they play together. I think Brett Favre might have played with Sterling Sharp longer, but we could do like Brett Favre and Don Driver maybe. Or this is a bad one. I think they were pretty dominant when they played together. Aaron Rodgers and either Donald Driver or Dan Hennings. Oh my God, that's an inside joke that no one's ever going to find out about. Jan Hennings. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that wide receiver got in a little bit of trouble, so we're not going to name his name. But one of those 2 could probably be Aaron Rodgers and anyone. Ooh, I don't. Oh wait, this should be an easy one. Kurt Warner and Torrey Holt, or
That's Isaac Bruce.
Isaac Bruce. That should be up there. I was going to use Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald. Obviously, they only played together like 2 years, I think, so it's not perfect. And I think they should be easily. They have the talent. Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr. should easily come to that list at some point in time throughout their career. But they both have to be on the field and stuff like that, and they have to be a little more consistent winning-wise, I think, for it to be amount to anything.
And did Beckham, is he signed, or is his contract coming up?
He wants a new deal. He wants a new deal, obviously, because he wants to be paid a lot more money. At one point, he wanted to be the highest paid player in the league, which I do not. Unless this salary cap changes something like the NBA does and just jumps up astronomically, I don't see a skilled player being the highest paid player in the NFL, at least for longer than a few months, because some quarterback is going to go get more money easily.
Yeah, I think the top 5 QBs right now, none of them have won a Super Bowl even. Top 5 paid in salary.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, but yeah, I saw that list on something recently, and it's like, because right now the number 1 paid quarterback is Matt Ryan, right?
Yes.
And then let me see if I can just. Oh wait, this number 2 is a weird one. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's Kirk Cousins, actually.
And then is
So
it Jimmy Garoppolo?
Matt Ryan is number 1 at $30 million.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins, $28 million. Jimmy Garoppolo is 3rd at $27.5. Who do you think's 4th?
Oh, the trickster, as Ryan Clark would call him. Oh, Joe Flacco.
No, it is Matthew Stafford.
Oh, it's close.
27 mil.
But number 5 is Joe Flacco, right?
No.
Oh, well, there you go, Ravens. Your contract kind of worked out. Not really at all, but there
I
you
said
go.
no.
Right, I know.
No.
I
Okay.
know, yeah.
Who do you think it is?
Number 5. Okay.
Never won a Super Bowl.
Is it Alex Smith?
It is not. For out west. Same division.
Same division as Matt Ryan.
No. Same division as Alex Smith.
Alex
well,
Smith?
Alex Smith when he was at Kansas City. I'm sorry. Where's Alex Smith at now?
Oh, is it Derek Carr?
Yes, it is. He's at number 5 at 25 mil. Where is Alex Smith now? I can't remember.
He's the Redskins.
Redskins. That's right. Okay.
I don't know who he's throwing to. I'm sure I'm lowballing someone, but I can't think of who he's going to throw
Flacco
to.
is down to number 8 now at 22 mil.
That's wild. Where's Ben? Is he in the teens, maybe, I guess?
He's at number 11, right behind
Oh, okay.
Russell Wilson.
No, that's fair. I think he deserves a lot of money. I mean, obviously I want Steelers to take less money so that we could just have, some stacked all-star team. But I feel like, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. If the market's set at some price, then those players are going to get paid whenever their contract runs up. And hopefully they stay with us and it doesn't hurt the team too much that we can put other pieces around them. Do you want to switch to basketball or you want to bring up another football topic? Because football is a lot more easier for me.
Just back to the salary stuff. The top 17 contracts in the NFL are all quarterbacks.
Which I understand. I don't think it's a problem necessarily.
I was just pointing it out. Who do you think is the first non-quarterback that has the highest salary? Defensive player.
Oh, is it a franchise tag? Does it say?
No, it's not a franchise.
I was gonna say Ndamukong Suh.
No.
Okay, maybe one more guess. I want a few more hints. NFC or AFC?
AFC.
Division.
He is a Super Bowl MVP.
Oh my, this is awful. Who?
Von Miller.
I understand the
Don't
time.
sound impressed.
I don't sound impressed because I know these are bad examples, but the Steelers run a 3-4 and their outside linebackers have to take more heat, but I think the Broncos run a 3-4. But the point being is, I think in theory, but it doesn't always work, and I understand you have to pay players, but if you just get an athletic guy that can rush the passer and just hold the edge once in a while, you don't have to pay him, enough to be the highest paid unranked player or non-quarterback.
Just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Who is the highest paid wide receiver right now? Wait, I should know this. I think I just talked about it, but maybe I don't.
You should know it.
Oh, it's Antonio Brown easily.
Yeah.
It's like 17 mil, right?
He's the only wide receiver on the top 25 list. And he's, 17.
He deserved this. I mean, he's helped us in a lot of games. I mean, I guess last year, he was a little bit of a diva, but I didn't really mind. Because, some of my favorite players, like T.O., obviously wasn't the greatest character, but I think it was, I don't know. But that's just my opinion, so I don't have a problem with that. What's your opinion on paying offensive linemen top dollar?
By top dollar, they're obviously not on this list, but, you got to put money into an offensive line. The Patriots have always done that.
That's a
They've
good point.
Obviously been very successful. We have a lot of money in our offensive line in Pittsburgh right now.
And I think that's very helpful. I feel like,
You got to protect Ben.
and it sounds weird for other teams when you put money into your like guards and center, but when you, I think obviously the number one is your tackles. You know, you want to protect the quarterback's blind side and stuff. But luckily, we were very, very lucky with Alejandro Villanueva, and his talent and effort extremely outweighs his contract, whatever it is. I know they gave him a little bit of money, but it's not like we blew up the bank to give it to him. But I agree. But I hear a lot of people say, and I kind of agree with them. I feel like with David DeCastro, obviously that's awesome to have all pro guard, but I feel like once in a while you can just put anyone at guard. It seems like for other teams at least. Now I'm extremely biased and love our two guards, but I feel like guard is maybe not somewhere where you want to put all your money into, or a majority of your money, obviously.
Yeah, I think we have one of our most solid offensive lines probably since Ben's first Super Bowl, I'd probably say, in 2005.
Do you think Alan Faneca will get into the Super Bowl, get into the Hall of Fame?
I think he very well might, but lineman is one of those things that I really can't judge when it comes to the offensive. When it comes to getting in the Hall of Fame. For other position players,
it's easier. Number-wise, there's not enough numbers to go along. Well, there is. It's like not letting up plays, but there's not a play when it's like, oh, you did your job, you blocked, right, yay.
Yeah, it's like for me, if I hear the name and I think Hall of Famer, that's enough for me. I shouldn't have to look up stats and numbers.
No, I totally agree. I really hope, he's never going to hear this, but I really hope T.O. goes to the Hall of Fame speech and gives some kind of speech. I love watching those every year. I'm probably not the only person, but.
So why is he refusing to go?
I don't know the story behind it. I just heard that. Maybe it was just headlines I read wrong or something. But I feel like he should have been in years ago. I kind of understand the character thing, but like.
I mean, why does it matter? If you get in, you get in. It shouldn't matter if it's first.
Right, I got you. And it doesn't. If anyone should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer based off numbers, plays, and everything, he should have been there easily. I mean, to me, he's the second best wide receiver of all time. But I mean, he played less games than Randy Moss. I mean, his numbers are better than Randy Moss's in some categories, and they played less games again. And Randy Moss took a year off in Oakland and then had Tom Brady for 3 years or whatever. I love me some T.O.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised Urlacher got in on the first spot. I'm very happy. He's my favorite player ever, but I didn't think two linebackers would get in the same class.
Yeah, that's what you always hear, that they don't like to put the same position in twice.
How many players from that defense are in the Hall of Fame now?
I think. Oh, okay. So Rod's
Tony Siragusa.
Siragusa. I don't think so. Rod Woodson,
Ron Smith,
the Steeler.
Yeah. Ray Lewis.
And Ray Lewis. I don't know enough. That's all I can think off the top of my head. Cause I don't think there's any defensive linemen. If there were, it was a Rod Woodson situation when they're kind of at the back end of their career. I don't think Suggs was on the team yet. I'm pretty sure he wasn't, and Ed Reed wasn't on the team yet. So I think it'd just be Ray Lewis and Rod Woodson. Okay.
All right, what about the Steelers teams that won Super Bowls recently? Polamalu, I would say, is a lock.
Yeah,
Anybody else? James Harrison.
If it's a no, there's too much thinking. If they just did his stats over like a 3-year period right around when the 2008 Super Bowl, then it's probably a yes, because he was easily the best outside linebacker of those few years. He dominated sack, fumble, strips. That's not what I meant to say, but you get the point.
And I think what hurt him, he didn't start for like the first few years he's in the league. It took him probably 3 or 4 years.
I hope there's some like documentary comes out and says like why he did not, because it doesn't make any sense. There's film of him. He won the 2000. He didn't won. He was on the team in 2005, 2006 when they won, but he was just on special teams. Then the team in 2008, he obviously was a big contributor to that. So he went to 3 Super Bowls with us. And then the third one in 2010 that we never speak of. I don't. Is there any tape on that game? Did it happen? I don't know. Yeah. So no.
Yeah, your boy's writing poetry now.
Who's my boy?
Mendenhall.
Mendenhall? Yeah, no, he's not my boy. Well, I know who definitely isn't my boy. I can't think of his name. I think his name actually is David Johnson, not David Johnson from the Arizona Cardinals. David Johnson, the tight end, who just didn't block Clay Matthews at all, and then Mendenhall just got smashed in the backfield when he had the ball and fumbled it, and then but then that's not why we lost. I mean, I have to go back and like rewatch it, which I'm never going to, but I'm pretty sure it was just based off our offense couldn't get it clicking.
Was AB a rookie that year?
AB was a rookie, him and Emmanuel Sanders.
And Mike Wallace.
And Mike Wallace, yeah, they were the Young Money team or something weird.
Yeah, that was
Mike Wallace started,
Yeah, he did. He was the only one that started.
and they threw that ball to him on the 4th down, and he didn't catch it. Ka-doot-doot. I know that wasn't really a joke, but that was annoying. We're just bringing this up for no reason, but he should be. Heath Miller should be a Hall of Famer. He did everything so consistently. He made every big play when he needed to. Obviously, his numbers aren't there. I get it. But, like, when they do the Steelers Hall of Fame, they should just put him in immediately because he was such a contributor to all those teams every year easily. Even when his speed went down from, like, his rookie year, obviously. Not right then. He didn't slow down immediately. He was still always open and always consistent with hands. Like, he'd block, he'd catch, he'd go get the ball, he had size. I mean, he was the perfect tight end, so it worked out good. But he's never, unfortunately, going to get
Oh, he'll never. I mean, he's probably the most underrated
Hines Ward.
tight end of this generation.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go.
But yeah, he'll never get in, unfortunately.
Hines Ward.
No.
Oh, he's getting in. He has to get in. He's going to get in like Isaac Bruce or something late. Or is Torrey Holt in yet?
One of them's in. I'm not sure
I
which.
think Isaac Bruce is in. I think it was a year. His numbers aren't perfect, I understand, numbers-wise, but he has 1,000 reception, and that doesn't really mean anything nowadays. As much as it used to maybe like 5-10 years ago.
Isaac Bruce is not in the Hall of Fame.
But Torrey Holt is, though, right?
No.
Maybe just Kurt Warner went in. I don't know. Because I remember there was some big debate between...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry.
It's no big deal. Keep going.
No, he's not in. Sorry. He was a second-year semi-finalist a couple years ago.
Because I remember there was a year him and T.O. got in a big fight saying, like, you shouldn't really tell me who a Hall of Famer is. Maybe it was Marvin Harrison, but I'm not sure. So we've done 31 minutes, a.k.a. we've probably done a little over 25. You want to do the basketball topic now, or you want to go on
It's up
football a
to you.
little more?
We can talk football more if you want.
I can definitely talk football more because it's a lot easier. Most underrated team next year. So obviously it could be what they could be based off what they drafted in free agency and how their productivity of last year ended. Do you want to do top? Let's just do top 3.
Okay.
No. Okay, I figured this out. We're gonna do the top. We're gonna do power rankings here. Top 5 teams next year,
Okay.
based off everything that happened. So like, the Eagles aren't just gonna get number 1 because they won the Super Bowl. It's gonna be based off what they can do in this season. So number 5. I'm probably gonna hate myself after I do all these lists. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers, number 5. Aaron Rodgers is gonna be healthy. They signed Mercedes Lewis. Obviously, is not the big tight end sign that they got, but he's very consistent and very high size-wise. Very, catch rate is great. He's a very consistent player, very underrated. Mercedes Lewis, he's been a tight end for the Jaguars for like 10 years, but he's had no one that could throw to him besides a little bit of Blake
Did they get
Bortles.
Jimmy Graham or something? Or?
The Packers got Jimmy Graham, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I'm just saying something about Mercedes Lewis real quick. I don't know who, I can't remember. I don't think they signed anyone. I know like
Does
there's.
Jordy Nelson go anywhere yet or no?
No, yeah, Jordy Nelson's on the Raiders. They
Or
traded
is he
him.
on the
Or
they traded him. Okay. I thought they just cut him.
they might have just cut him. I don't know 100% sure, to be honest with you. But so I'm doing Packers number 5. Who would you go number 5 team? Number 5 team next year. Power rankings.
So number 5, I'm going to say Jacksonville. I don't think they were kind of like a one-hit wonder. I think they'll win that division. I don't think they'll make it as far in the playoffs, but I think they'll make the playoffs.
I really like that pick, and I'm really bothered that I did not pick them earlier because I'm nervous who I'm going to have to kick out now. Fournette is crazy. Like in college, he was kind of fast and he'd run over people and jump over people, but I just thought like it was just another running back. He was just kind of like seemed like a normal speed, like he was going to slow down in ways, but like he's almost improved from college to pros. Leonard Fournette. But they're gonna have to find a way to stop him, and then, which isn't going to be, I guess, the easiest. But it's a lot easier than letting him run all over the place, and then you can't somehow you just got to stop the run, and then Blake Bortles isn't really going to beat you consistently. Obviously, there might be some teams that just like stack the box completely, and he'll just throw up some little Hail Mary pass, or they'll do some kind of like delay handoff or something, and they'll try to trick the teams. But I don't think Blake Bortles isn't that good. Obviously, that's not really an opinion. That's not really a
He's
wild.
a decent game manager, which is all he needs to be. I mean,
For right now, yeah.
For right now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so number
I mean,
4.
they were up against the Patriots in the fourth quarter, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a chance to win that game.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the easy route here, but then I don't know who I'm gonna put in my top 3. I'm gonna put Jacksonville at number 4. I put the Packers at number 5 based off Aaron Rodgers coming back and their weapons on offense that they could learn how to use and be good. But I think their defense is maybe improved somehow based over the last 2 years. So, but they have improved it. They still have not played perfect or even good to like high-level playoff football defensively. But I'm putting the Packers because of offense and Aaron Rodgers returning at number 5. And I'm putting Jacksonville based off a lot of stuff they did last year. And I think a lot of stuff that they did last year is very easily repeated. And they hope that Blake Bortles gets a tad better so they can just not be so one-dimensional, even though it worked until the AFC Championship pretty much. But
I'm going to take the Eagles at number 4.
okay.
I think they overplayed themselves last year, and they're going to have a QB controversy this year, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, 2 very capable QBs, but I think they're going to have a bit of a hangover this year.
I agree. I think I don't understand. I don't know much about the story, but I almost called him Kendrick Lamar. That's actually not his name. Kendrick Michaels, or the linebacker they lost. They went to the Browns, which is unfortunate. He should have went to the Steelers. Hint. But I think he was.
Everyone should go to the Steelers.
Everyone should go to the Steelers. Yeah, and take less money and go to the Steelers. Yeah. But I think that's a good pick at number 4. I do agree with you. I don't know. I felt like the NFC was pretty good last year because I thought the Vikings were much better than how they played in that NFC Championship game. I guess they did barely beat the Saints. Okay, now my brain's ticking a little bit. I'm going to pick the Saints in number 3. I'm going NFC heavy here. Oh, man, I can't. No. Yeah, I'm going the Saints in number 3.
I'm going to agree with the Saints. I think they should have went and been in the NFC Championship last year. That fluke play at the end of the game. I think they're the best team in the NFC.
Where are we putting the Vikings?
They're not in my top 5.
I'm nervous going to leave us out. Wait, no, I can't. There's no way. So I'm putting us at number 2, and that's a majority of based off biased, and I love our offense. Our defense, once Shazier got injured, there was a lot of stuff that he could do that was semi-unnoticeable because he was so good at it, based off diagnosing plays and getting there to the ball immediately. Even if he didn't make the tackle, that made the runner or the wide receiver or the quarterback have to switch, have a little hitch in their giddy-up, and it flowed everything back to the defense, and it made it easier to stop certain plays. And he could, drop back and play like this mid-zone safety type thing, just little. He didn't do it a lot, but he could if he needed to. Our defense is not – I guess our defense in theory could be top 10, but it'd be closer to 8, 9, or 10. But I love our offense. Hopefully if whatever Bell is doing right now for a workout, I trust him in terms of he's always came into training camp extremely, in shape and healthy. So whatever he's doing, I'm hoping he's doing it, a lot of. And then the AB and Ben, it should not miss a beat. I don't think it'll miss a beat. And the only thing, I guess we talked about this in the first podcast. I think Juju might technically have a down year just based off he'll be getting different coverages. But I think the Patriots game is maybe more of what he could have been just based off. I know Bill Belichick probably doubled him or something. And it's like, hey, we just got to take away Juju because no one else in that game besides Bill. It's just going to be a little bit different, Juju, in my opinion, than Vance McDonald. If we go by the Jacksonville Jaguars game, to quote Michael Jordan, the roof is the ceiling or whatever. But his potential when he played for the 49ers and had a lot less around him, he dominated. So if they could just figure out a way to use him better, I think our offense could be easily 1 or 2 along with the Packers.
I agree with everything you said. I think we'll have the best offense in the NFL. Defensively, we didn't really do enough to address the secondary, I don't think. But they're always going to be number 2 until they prove me wrong and beat the Patriots when it matters, or ever in general.
Yeah, hopefully I'm alive when that happens. But and hopefully Tom Brady's at least playing for the Patriots when we beat them and not just hurt, and then we beat a Matt Castle team. Okay, so number 1.
I think we both have the Patriots for number 1.
I screwed my list up so bad. I left so many teams off there. My list is such garbage. My Jacksonville pick, my Packers pick, and my Steelers pick are all consistent. I would be very consistent where they're ranked. But then my number 3 with the Saints, that wasn't too bad. But my number 1, I agree with you, Chase, but by default the Patriots should be the best team. They're just unfortunately extremely consistent. They're not as hateable as when Rodney Harrison was on the team, just based off they talked a little more. Gronk, if he wants to play, which I think he does, he's never really quit on a team in terms of on the field and stuff. But that's a freak of nature. I don't understand how he's so big and so fat. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then Tom Brady is just so consistent. It doesn't seem to matter who's at running back for them. But they do have some offensive line trouble this year, I think. You showed a little bit last year. Obviously, it didn't really matter. They still got the Super Bowl, patched it up a little bit. But I think their offensive line is what could probably and will be the downfall. And their secondary, besides having the twin brother back there, which I don't know his name. I should know his name. They're in that Gold Bond commercial. That's not Gold Bond. Is it Gold Bond?
I can't remember.
Cocoa butter commercial, whatever, something like that. Oh man, he went to Rutgers, I think. That's all I know. But their corners shouldn't be. They're probably no one we've ever heard of. Somehow their defense will be probably just as consistent and not miss as much beat. Wait, I'm forgetting. Didn't they give up like 500 yards, like 3 straight games or something ridiculous?
Something ridiculous like that. And then they kind of figured it out after that.
But a real blatant key point, as long as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and I know Gronk does matter more than probably people give him the credit, and they should, but as long as they have the first two, they're going to be consistently the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, as long as they have Brady and Belichick, I mean, you can never count them out to do anything. I don't think their defense is all that great, but they seem to win despite that. And as long as, like I said, Brady and Belichick are game planning, and I mean, even though if they have controversy with this, whatever this doctor's name is, or so-called doctor.
Right, a trainer.
And what's his name's out for 4 games, but he'll be back, obviously. I mean, they might start off a little rocky. They have the last couple of years, but, I mean, they're going to be in it at the end, like they always are, or in position to be in it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so like we said earlier, just go find the podcast on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and eventually Google Play. Thank you and good night.
Good night.